It's just Brianna asked, how often do you get the "oh my gosh, do you wash your hair" question? I get it a lot. It bothers me sometimes. Do you think that people are sometimes scared to touch your hair? What business would you like to go into? How long does it take for your hair to dry? Latest awkward moment you have been in?
A long one.
Yeah, this is a freaking long one. Okay. I get that question a lot. And at first it was really annoying, but you have to learn to kind of just get over it, really, because people are not going to stop. You're not going to answer that question for everyone in the world, so people are always going to be curious, is really what the deal is. But, yeah, so now I just tell people I wash my hair all the time, because they always ask. And I tell them 1 or 2 times a week, sometimes 3 maybe. But, what's the next one of those questions? Scared to touch your hair. No, people usually like just come up and grab my head. That's kind of annoying. But I do mind. I mean, I'd rather people ask, you know what I'm saying? But it's just how it is. If you have something different, people are going to ask questions and do things that are weird.
Yeah.
That's just life. So, what business would you like to go into? I'm a tattoo artist. I'll do ministry and stuff as well. Still. How long does it take your hair to dry? If I just get out of the shower and let it just dry in the house, like 3 to 5 hours, I usually will like blow dry it a little bit with one of those like diffusers, or it's like a claw looking thing on the end of it.
That boys.
Is that what it's, you have one of those?
Yeah, I use one too. My mom got one for me.
Yeah, mine too. I use that for like 30 minutes, kind of lean my head over, go all over the place, run the dreads through it, and then so if I do that for like 20, 30 minutes, get it most of the way dry, the tips will just be a little moist. I let them like air dry for like an hour and a half. The quickest way though, I feel like the most effective way, but it's kind of hard to do because you can't. It's not like consistent as being in the. If you can get out in the sun, if you can get out like in the summer sun or just like have some good sun rays on you, it'll for me at the length mine right now maybe like an hour to an hour and a half. I haven't done that honestly since a year ago. I haven't dried them in the sun since that long, so honestly I don't even know. Me and Ryan were just talking about that, and I just realized I hadn't done that in so long. But yeah, what about you with all that? Oh wait, I guess I need to answer the last one. Awkward moment. I had a lady at my mom's work. My mom owns a restaurant. And I go up there all the time just to eat, and one of the ladies that works there in front of a bunch of like customers was like, "Oh my God, what's it like to be dirty all the time?" But said it like kind of rude. Her tone is just kind of rude, but she doesn't mean it to be, but it sounds that way. And so I was like, I kind of snapped off at her a little bit because she's my cousin. But I mean, what are you gonna do? That's just it was really awkward just because there were a bunch of people around. But I mean, you got to be ready for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like people ask that crap all the time. Like, do you wash your hair? Like one of those like common dread rumors is people just assume you don't. And so I got that all the time, especially now that I've cut them. People are like, so how's it feel to wash your hair for the first time in 2 years? You wash dreads. Like, you just use special shampoo. So I always have to explain that. But then it is a learning experience for people because then they get introduced to tools they don't really know. But at first, man, it bothered me a lot. That first 6 months, I was like not used to getting all those questions, and I hated it. But then you get used to it, and you're kind of numb to it. People being scared to touch your hair. I definitely have had experiences like people randomly touch it. Like there's times where I'll be sitting in a chair where like at church or something where there's I can feel someone behind me, so, or I feel them just touch it, or football games, and so it's funny catching people do that. But then some people are like terrified, like they want to because it's unique and they want to. They're scared to touch it. And so business, I'm a marketing major, and I probably sales of some also areas of digital marketing I'm interested in, but I feel like that's all boring stuff to people. No one wants to hear. And how long it took my dreads to dry, man, it took forever. I don't know, like that they.
Yeah, but yours are like down below your chest, pretty much.
Yeah, man,
right?
they're about nipple length.
Yeah.
And they take a long time to dry. So like, I mean, I towel dry them, I shake them dry, hair dry them, all sorts of stuff, and they'd still be pretty damp. So that summertime ruled because I could just go outside for a little bit and the sun would dry them up. But wintertime is like when I'm inside, it's a lot more rough. So it took forever. And latest awkward moment, this one isn't late. It was actually like over 2 years ago, but it's one of my favorite stories involving dreads and awkwardness. because it was my freshman year in college in the dorms, like going up the stairwell, because stairwells everything echoes, and I had to tell a story earlier too. We've had some technical difficulties, so Colin's already heard this one.
Yeah.
But when I was walking up the stairs, I walked past these two girls, and they just like looked at me real mean mugging, just ugly look, and then get like 2 floors above them, and I just hear this echo all the way through the floor. That guy's hair was so gross, and I was like, if I heard it clearly and I wanted to like yell something back or give some witty remark, I like just laughed. Like that kind of made my day for some reason. As negative as I was, like that made me really happy. So next question we got Diaz52 Manuel asked, did you pull more girl before or after you had dreads? And so since we had technical difficulties, we also answered a lot of these questions already, so it's funny just hearing each other's responses again.
Yeah.
But the thing, as far as pulling girl, pull different kinds of girls, because there's certain girls who are really into that dress.
I think you're frozen. Hold on.
Eyes that look, but there's girls who are like, you know, more into the queen cut look. So it depends what you're going for. You know, you want a girl who likes dreads, then you're gonna get that kind of girl. Like the girls who thought I was dirty when I had dreads, those aren't the girls I'm into anyway. So I could care less.
Yeah.
What you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You guys are idiots. Same thing. I mean, I agree 100%. I forgot what I said last time because I've already answered this before. But
110%.
Same thing. Like, I don't know. Do you remember what I said? Or
I think it was the same.
yeah.
I think you just kind of echoed the fact that it's just like for real. It's just like, you know, people with similar looks are attracted to.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, if you got dreads, you're probably gonna edgier girls are gonna be attracted to you. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying either that or like the most unexpected people.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You were like lagging real hard for like 2 minutes. So your audio is going to be like on point, and then your video is going to be crazy. But Ryan Burkett said, does having long dreads in contrast to long hair make your hair feel heavier? Yeah, it does. But
give them that science that we used to.
That's right. I forgot about that. If you can imagine, supposedly on average, and I've read this in a million different places because I didn't believe it. But it's true. If you shed naturally 50 to 150 hairs daily, and so when you have dreads, you don't shed any. It comes out of your scalp, and that's why you get that little bit of frizz because it's new hair coming through. But when it comes out of your scalp, sorry, my friends are dumb, my coworkers. But when it comes out of your scalp, it stays in your dread. So all that hair, if you could imagine over years of growing your dreads out, a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're gonna have an extra 50 to 150 hairs every day for years. So your hair, you have a lot more hair in your dreads is really what it is. That's why you can get some, if you have medium thickness hair like I do, you can have like a section, like if I take one of my dreads and I twist it up so I can feel just like the individual hairs like side by side, it's real thin. But the dread, when it grows out, it's real thick. It's a bunch of hair that should have fallen out but didn't. And so, but it's not like heavy, so to speak. I mean, you know what I mean? It's you can feel them moving around, and like, well, I'm about to say like Ryan said, but I don't want to take his answer. But yeah, what would you say, Ryan?
I mean, I didn't know all the science behind it, but it's like that makes so much sense, especially what you're just saying about how you can squeeze at the root and then feeling down there. So I mean, I never looked into that as much because, as far as actually like feeling heavier, you don't really tell because it's like. It's like, sorry, one of my roommates is messing with me now. It's like it's a gradual change, and so you don't really notice it. Because it'd be one thing if you went from like, you know, nothing to all of a sudden all this mass there, you would totally feel that. But because it's something gradual and occurs over time, you don't notice it as much.
Yeah.
But then like now that I've cut them off, like then you can feel how much weight is gone. Like now I'm like, wow, like my head is so much lighter than it was, and I don't know. So you can tell when it's gone, but as it's